All right, the annual Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture is taking place in Durban this afternoon. The 2019 Luthuli Memorial Lecture will be delivered by Samia Nkrumah, the daughter of Kwame Nkrumah, the founding father of an independent Ghana in 1957. Let me bring in now our reporter in Durban, Taresh Harreeparshad. Taresh, a very good morning to you, or afternoon rather, once again.
Yes, it's a good afternoon here at the Durban ICC for the Chief Albert Luthuli Memorial Lecture. Preparations at a very fast pace now. People are streaming in, coming through from all parts of the country. Specifically, a great conversation had with members from the ancestral home, the ancestral area of Chief Luthuli, that's Groutville, north of KwaZulu-Natal, and great to interact with them, to hear their stories of happiness and joy about this momentous occasion. Well, yes, we tentatively await for that keynote address there by Samia Nkrumah, who's going to be delivering the memorial lecture, and we look forward to hearing more about the legacy, the philosophy, and uniting Africa as one, as was the vision of Chief Albert Luthuli. But right now, I'm joined by Arts and Culture Minister, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa, who's going to be talking to us about the significance of this particular time. Mr. Mtethwa, we welcome you.
Thank you.
You know, when we talk about a celebration of a life such as this, we do it through philosophy, we do it through the intellectual capacity of the great man as was Chief Luthuli. But he also played a very, very poignant role in shaping South African culture, didn't he?
He did, in a big way. In fact, he once promised the world that it's about to experience something it has never experienced before, the South Africanness. But the significance for today and this year's annual lecture is that it contrasts two colossal figures in the history of the liberation movement and struggle, particularly on the continent. When you talk President Kwame Nkrumah, put him in the same room with President General of the ANC, Chief Albert Luthuli, you almost have covered the entire struggle of the people of this very continent and the diaspora.
And I think you also then would include the daughter then of President Nkrumah, who's been very instrumental, first herself as the, first leader of a political party in Ghana, really taking the legacy forward, really speaking about how these two men have wanted to shape the development of societies.
Absolutely. Actually, we are looking forward to her. She's an outstanding leader herself in her own right. We're looking forward because part of what we need to come out with here is what is it that, having followed the world outlook of the two giants, what is it that the society, particularly Africa, took out of their lives, and how did we emulate and follow the footsteps in a practical way of what they've always preached about, because they understood that they are Africans primarily, but they also understood to be citizens of the world. So their perspective was a world outlook which is progressive and still very relevant today. Remember that during Chief Luthuli's time, under apartheid in particular, it was not fashionable to talk about non-racialism, to express the commitment and the devotion of the people of this country on non-racialism. It could have been easily be on the side of reverse racism, but he was very firm because it's him and his peers who asked the question, yes, we are against oppression, apartheid and everything, but what are we for? This is how the Freedom Charter came into being, as it were.
Minister, very quickly, and I have to ask this because I had an interesting conversation with learners from Groutwell High School, and they say they're inspired by the legacy of Ntate Luthuli. As an arts and culture movement, how do you ensure that young people remain close to the story?
Well, first and foremost is the work which we've been doing over time with the Department of Basic Education, which run these competitions about our leaders, about our identity. But we also as government at the broader level, led by Sports, Arts and Culture, of course, for 5 consecutive years, we ran a program, Africa Month, which is about celebrating our Africanness, which is about the integration of the continent, socially, politically, economically, and culturally. So we think that those steps and those contributions are going to help to keep alive the name of Luthuli, together with the very program we're in, which one of our entities, the foundation, is running as we're here.
Well, Arts and Culture Minister, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa, we thank you for your time and we look forward to enjoying the lecture with you.
Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it, keeping the legacy intact, sharing it with the younger generation and ensuring that the Nkosi Albert Luthuli story remains intact. Well, lots more to come. We still await that lecture. It's expected a little in the afternoon and we'll be bringing you rolling coverage live from here. Blaine, it's back to you.
All right, Taresh, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Sir, we will catch up with you a little later on. Taresh, Harreeparshad live for us in Durban.